Yes. hmm You know, these two commandments, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. Yeah. Then there's the second, is like, namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Yeah. There is none other commandment greater than these. Yes. Now, I did a lot of study about Christianity before I got married. Yeah. Somewhat of a eunuch for 10 years. I did spend a good year and a half kind of evaluating the amount of commitment that I would make to God. Yes. And it was kind of a difficult decision because even though I grew up Lutheran, yes, baptized and confirmed Lutheran, yes, there was this depth of love that I wanted to experience where I wanted that intimacy with God. Oh. Now, this commandment of loving God, I didn't really make a commitment to Jesus until I was absolutely sure of what it was that God was asking me. Yeah, and I did read quite a few biographies about the saints. Yes, and then there were quite a few other individuals that seemed to have done something for Christianity. Yeah. And a lot of them died. They were martyred. Oh, now there is this concept of dying because of your love for Jesus. Now, I was I was working in construction, yeah, and I was in my early 20s, and well, that's when I stopped drinking. Yep, and I spent a lot of time studying the various religions, and the thought was, if I am really going to love God, I'd have to be willing to die for Him. Now, this is a type of ideology, yeah, that most Christians, they say they would die for Jesus, but they don't really mean it. But I did. You could kill me right now, and I would know, yes, that is because of martyrdom. It's not because of me committing any crimes. Yes. Now, this thought of dying to self and living for Christ, it's it's really, until you think about the number of individuals throughout the last 2,000 years that have been put to death because of their faith in Jesus, yes, you don't appreciate it. Now, let's say you wanted to use your technology, yes, so as to sow into my mind, yes, my soul, yes, sow into my heart, yes, and then you wanted to sow into my strength. You wanted to use my legs, yes. How about my sexual nerve endings? I've often said, don't put the dogs on me. The real dog, or anything that looks like a person that is not an actual person. Because my sexual nerve endings are really my strength. Yes. Now, that penis that you think is not important, pouch! It's fucking important. Now, this come to find out way where you're just going to screw the population, and then you're going to say, well, I had to have sex through them so I could sew into them so that I could take their genitals so they could not experience the strength of being a person. I actually love God, yes, with my mind, yes, my soul, my heart, and my sexual nerve endings. Now, how do you intercede in such a way that involves your whole person? It involves the actual sexuality of the individual. As much as you don't think it does, it does. And you have to have available every part of your individual person to be able to love God. Now, somebody said, well, I took his dick. Poop! The problem is every time you sew in any technology, you're affecting my love for God. Now, I wanted you to understand that this is the first commandment, okay? I cannot have you having sex through my physical body. Poop! And there was somebody that I wanted to have volunteer, yes, that I thought I would be her sexual nerve endings and she would be mine. Yes, yes, yes. Because it's B technology right now. I wanted you to understand that when you decided to affect, yes, my sexuality, yes, my emotion, my soul, as well as my memories and what I remember, I decided that you're violating my right to love God with all my heart, mind, soul, and strength. Now, this love that I have for Jesus,